y'all.
Woo! Yo, we got some setups going on.
So done. Why can't I be in here? I want to be in
I
here
feel
so,
like you
y'all
in
can
it.
see me on Instagram. Okay, because I gotta get real
lashes would be looking good when I be having them on.
So, guys, oh my god, it is Wednesday. I'm like so happy. Wednesday is actually the only day of the week that I actually am clear about. Like, I know it's coming. I know it is Wednesday because my internal clock says, you know what? It's time to sip some motherfucking tea.
It's time to sip some
tea. I've been keeping quiet every other day of the week, you know, stuff like that. Hey, happy hump day,
Oh, what up, killer?
You know, yeah, shout out to people that's over here on YouTube already.
Oh, yeah, and we're doing pretty good time, and it's only 9 o'clock.
Don't say that.
It is only 9
I know, but that's like so late.
I know it's late, but it's never mind, I was about to say the same, but I ain't never saying. But we on.
Hey, and
people are logging in, tuning in.
So, you know what? Can you plug this thing up right here because it looks like it's threatening me. I forgot to plug it up. Don't you hate when you get a little piece of hair on your lip and you got lipstick on? It's like you can't. It just won't go away. But anyway, guys, it is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It's SIPSTea the show day. We is
It's your favorite
day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what? We said, what y'all drinking? Wait. What does it say? Wait, to turn the TV on. I can't.
It's not. I just can't do it.
That's the purple.
But it wasn't like working out the way we wanted it to. Okay. But
I can't.
You got the alerts, basically.
Okay, I added.
Yes, I'm glad.
You got the alert.
Yes, get them alerts.
When you guys subscribe to the page, you get alerts when we coming your way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You smart.
Yeah, get the like.
You the motherfucking MVP.
Oh, thank you.
If you guys have clicked them,
I told you. They say like Star Wars.
Yes, Princess
our
Leia.
Studio audience.
I'm giving Leia today.
Our studio audience says you like Princess Leia.
Yes, I'm giving Princess Leia today. Okay. Yes, and we do have someone in our studio audience today. So if you guys hear something coming from the left or the right, it is a gentleman. And our voices are not, even though mine is a little deep, but it's not that deep. He has a little something going on.
So. You know who voice I heard this weekend?
Who?
This week that was deep. Just because
you were surprised?
I had to like look back and see, I'm not sure that that's not a man. The basketball player, Brittany Reiner.
Oh, really?
Her voice is deep.
Let me ask you, is that sexy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because like, no.
I mean, I don't know.
When I tell you she sounds like a whole damn man, like I was like, wait a minute. It wasn't a turn on for me because I like women.
Sounding like a man.
But she sounded she sounded like a man. But I mean, she's one of the top paid basketball players, which is awesome.
Well, you could sound like a damn man.
You don't know Brittany Reiner?
No, I don't follow basketball very much. Unless, people invite me to watch it and stuff like that. I'm so in the moment. GemDTwin used to be a cheerleader. So I'm all about the sports and everything, but only if I could I like it in real time. I like to be there. I like to feel the energy.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're going to watch a baseball game on TV.
Yeah.
You go to the game and just be in the space.
And when you're a cheerleader, like you invested in the game, you want to fucking win because, that's your shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm just watching it at home, I'm like, okay, well, who are we voting for? Just tell me who to cheer for, and I am with it. So guys, how was your week? I hope your week is going well. I hope things are progressing well for you. I already had a hell of a week. Okay, I'm just gonna be clear and just go ahead and tell the motherfucking truth. It's already been a summer. Okay. It has already been a summer for me, but that is fine. You know why? Because the Lord woke me up this morning. You know what I'm saying? And every day is a new opportunity. If you watch GemDTwin on my Instagram, welcome to my Instagram. It's GEM, the letter D, and TWIN. But if you were watching, I literally got on there and was just like, you know what? Today is a gift. You know what I'm saying? And you only get one. There's only one Wednesday. What's today's word?
It's
June
6th. It's rent day, 6/5.
Yes, there's only one June the 5th. Damn, today the 5th?
It's a rent.
Shit.
I got that voice.
I thought I had one more day.
Yeah. Well, you do. You got 31 days, but then they got 30.
They want that extra shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you only get one June 5th, 2019.
I got it.
That's it. What you got for it?
I just want to.
Okay, so we got to listen to her voice.
Just.
Let me see her face while she's saying.
Bring something somebody else could have did. I'm Brittany Griner. I play for the Phoenix Mercury. This is my aim.
Okay, now just imagine if she was super feminine. How does that look? Because that looked fine to me. Like whatever, that voice is actually what I expect to come out. But I mean, what about the doms that they look very, very masculine, but their voice is very, very feminine?
I know a few, but because I personally know I can't either. But
yeah,
so the same token though,
I
like if it was, but what if she was like interested in men to love men and everything like that, and like he's like hitting it from the back, and he's like, "Get that shit, baby." Okay, baby. Like where do you like?
That would be his problem. As a matter of fact, some of the men will probably turn them on.
We'll leave that right there. Brothers might like that shit.
We will leave that right.
They might like that deep throat.
Okay.
So I didn't mean to interrupt. I just when you said
what I said.
Yeah, when you talk about the deep throat, that just came on my mind. But anyway. You guys, we just kicking this shit. We not into it though because we pressed because it's not. I'm gonna tell you something. She ain't gotta be at work till 9. I ain't gotta be at work till 11. So we like fuck. Turn up. Let's have a good time.
Let me tell y'all how Eb Deceleb usually step in here. She's like, okay, can we just do like she ready to get the show.
I try to get to sleep. Sleep.
She's interested in ending it on time, not only for you but for her damn self. She be ready to go. And now you got a beverage.
I got a beverage.
You know, guys, go back to there you go. Go back to the other shows, and you will see who is on here actually sipping the tea. Okay.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, I won't sipping no tea.
So positivity.
What you got for us today,
girl? I had so much stuff that I wanted to talk about. As far as positivity. Let me see if I can pull up the quote that I really wanted to share. Because I actually had a moment where I wanted to lash out via social media.
Because that's what people do.
Yeah, but I refuse.
Don't be that person.
Yes, if you can take a couple breaths, you know what I'm saying, and like maintain yourself before you just start posting shit, and you know, doing some subliminals and stuff, because they do make you feel better. You do feel empowered. You be like, thank you. But I was able to, you know, calm myself down. But I do want to share these things with you guys because perhaps in your life, someone has you all the way fucked up and you want to share that and you want to get yourself, you know, you want to feel, there are plenty of quotes out there so that you can feel validated. You feel like somebody is on the same page as you and somebody out there in the world or the universe understands what you're going through. One GemDTwin original is, well, I'm going to give you guys this, okay? First of all, I wanted to share a daily affirmation that I did, and it was from one of our friends who put up a daily affirmation on the same day.
Yes, yeah.
Pazola. A daily affirmation. I am a good person. I have good intentions. I always do my best to respect others and to do the right thing. I am easygoing and understanding. I am worthy of love and friendship. I am attracting people into my life that will see my worth. I release all people from my life who do not see my worth. And the reason why I really
was perfect.
Absolutely. That was perfect. because I found this quote on the downspin of me finding a whole lot of other quotes that I will also share, but I want y'all to know that this quote kind of brought me back. This particular, it's not even a quote, it's an affirmation. So if you can actually take those words and say them to yourself so that you know who you are, because so often people will get you fucked up. And then when they get you fucked up, you'll get you fucked up because you fall into the pretense of what they are saying about you. Okay. But since you are a worthy individual, act as such, you know, don't have people around you who think that, you know, who do not act as such. And if someone does not see your worth or your value, then your value and your worth does not belong in that square. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, sometimes you need to move on. Move on to where, you know, your worth and value are appreciated and celebrated. So also, I need you to know, one of the first ones I saw was, if your word ain't shit, neither are you. Okay? So remember that, people. While you are being worthy out there in the world, so your word is all you got, okay? What comes out of your mouth represents you and who you are. So if you are making commitments to people, if you are making commitments to things, if you tell me one thing today, it needs to be true tomorrow. Okay? Because that shit does not expire.
No expiration date.
It has no expiration date. Or you have an expiration date.
Hello.
Okay?
And then
because again, let's go back to the quote and bring it on. If your word ain't shit, neither are you. Okay? If you waver, so does everything else. You know what I'm saying? That's why people have such difficulty trusting people, because people, and I'm a Gemini. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm telling you to flip-flop on your word or some bullshit, you know, I try my best to stay true to my word. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I will move mountains to make sure that I try to do just that. You know what I'm saying? You will not say I never tried to, you know, be true to anything that I've ever said out of my mouth. So that is I'm gonna leave y'all with them things. Just, you know, take a look at my page. If I so happen to post a little something, you know, forgive us, sis.
Understand it's affirmation.
Understand that it's affirmations, because it's not just me. It's because I want to share these things with you. You know what I'm saying? Because no single person is going through any one thing on their own. Like, experiences, yes, they are personal, but at the same time, we're all experiencing the same thing because this is the human experience.
Absolutely. And actually, too, guys, we're gonna hear from. If you guys are in the comments, you'll see someone saying #MoTruth. He does. Guys, go look that hashtag up on Instagram. He definitely does speak out a lot of truths. That he does, and they're super like. They're things that you just don't even think about. You know, they're things that you just don't even think about. So definitely, guys, check him out. So hopefully, maybe he is in the studio audience. Maybe we'll hear something from him behind the scenes. He'll give a daily quote from himself, and he'll be seen behind the scenes. But for my quote today comes from the great Marilyn Monroe.
Love you.
Kids.
Hey, Jimmy.
It says, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best.
Absolutely.
Fact 1. Fact 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
If you don't call me, I'll understand. If you don't text me, I'll understand. But if I forget you, you'll understand.
Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Don't be forgotten.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is.
Was that Marilyn Monroe too?
No, I just added two together.
Okay. I was about to say.
Because people will have you fucked up, and they will try to put you in a mental predicament that will have you thinking that you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People will throw shit out there and be like, "Oh, you don't call me." Like you feel as though you don't never call me, you don't never text me. But then when you stop calling, it's a problem. No, honey, I forgot about you.
Right.
Because you didn't.
I took you out the rotation. Like, I'm not looking for your shit anymore. I've actually replaced that with something else. Like
exactly.
Somebody was responding. Somebody who's actually, you know, texting me or calling me or, you know, that kind of thing. Reciprocating the energy that I'm putting out there. So that's just another, you know.
One last one.
Oh, okay. Yes. Should I give you a look? Because usually you don't want me to say more than one.
No, this
Okay.
one is a good one too.
Just saying.
I think this is very, very true.
Ooh, are you about to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This is very true.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always said about, you know, we're gonna try to relate everything into one. But I wanted to read this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I bring the funny with the sweet, then I bring the serious.
Okay.
Because this is true. It says, if you don't value yourself, then you will always be attracted to people who don't value you either.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very, very true. Like it comes from self-love.
Right.
If you don't love yourself, you'll exuberate that. People will see that. She has this type of insecurity. She has that going on. If you don't love who you are as a person, don't expect nobody else to love you. And if they can't love you, but you love you, you move the fuck on because you love you enough for the both of you.
Right.
So, you know, don't sit around and wait for somebody to love you or treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Because guess what? You know how to deserve it. I always say this because I spoil myself. I spoil the shit out of myself. I ain't gonna tell no motherfucking lie. So if a girl who I'm with, they gotta be a hell of a motherfucker because you can't come at me half stepping because I can fill my own shoes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I could take me out to dinner.
Right.
I could buy me if I wanted something. I want you to do the things for me that I cannot do for myself.
Right.
That's the purpose I need you to serve. And if they can't do that, 50 Shades of Grey ass.
Oh. Okay.
I'm done.
I don't even know what that was, but it was a little scary.
50 Shades of Grey ass.
That sounds like somebody gonna get locked in the gym or something.
I'll fuck them and abuse them. You have anything from hashtag Mo Truth that you
Oh yeah, does Mo Truth want to share something with us here in our studio audience? Do you have a quote that you want to share with us?
You always giving out
Well, here's for you. Remember who loved us all first. And that same love can never be given by man.
Very true. Very true. And that's the scary part. No, that's the scary part.
That was it.
Yes, remember who loved us.
I thought it was okay.
You know, because you know, I'm a big WWJD girl. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that's governed. I grew up in the church. I grew up in, you know, a large family, and it was always like, you know, you gauge your actions and your behavior off of the gauge of morals that's applied by your family, by your church, by your, you know, whatever, right? So it was always WWJD. Like,
yeah. What happened to those? You know what? We need to get some bracelets because remember they used to have a bracelet and everything.
WWJD, yeah.
Everybody, it was a trend. It was
man after
everybody was
Jesus
trending.
Is not trend. Please stop. But I know what you're talking about.
Thing, like when they had Bird Box, they didn't get the message. They just trended it.
Yeah,
they didn't get the message. WWJD. What would Jesus do?
Yeah,
we need to get back to them bracelets.
Right. I mean, because if we just adopted an attitude of doing something better for each other, as far as, you know what I mean, I'm gonna treat you how
you treat
me, and then to be honest, there is an air of forgiveness as well. You need to address somebody the way that you would want to be addressed. If you want to see forgiveness, you're supposed to give forgiveness. If you want to see love, you're supposed to give love. But the problem is, my friends, here in the world where people are not asking WWJD, when I want to give love, that's not met with somebody else who is on the WWJD with. You know what I'm saying?
They can receive it.
They can receive it, maybe, but
it.
You're not able to
but
give
can
it.
They receive it though? They can't. If you can't even be open to giving it, then you can't be open to receiving it because you don't know what it looks like.
Here we go. How do you receive it? And how well do you receive it? You know, they say when we take vitamins or when we take certain medications and things like that, they say that we take it and our body ingests it, but we only get like 50% of what we're taking. You know what I'm saying? So they can receive it, but you're not even getting the full impact of it. You see what I'm saying? I see it, but I don't see you don't see the gravity of the situation.
I see.
Here we go, Eb Deceleb.
I see.
1 year, I think it was last year or this past year, you threw a party for me.
Oh yes, I see.
You brought me a cake.
I did.
I received the cake and I thought it was so beautiful that you brought me that because it was special. I don't really eat a lot of cake, but for somebody to bring this to a club, it's your birthday, gather your friends and things like that, it's very special. I received the cake and I loved the cake.
Mhm.
All the while, I did not realize it took for you to bring the cake. I ended up giving the cake away because nobody wanted to carry the cake. So while it was the grandest gesture, I couldn't even see how grand the gesture was because it was beautiful to me that I had a cake, but I already had that moment and I was already so thrilled with the moment. But I was still able to kind of disrespect the intent of it because not knowing the whole time that in order for her to deliver this act of love, it took a lot for you to get here. Sometimes you get the end gesture, but you don't know what it took for somebody to give that to you. So you had to order the cake, go pick the cake up, travel with the cake, make sure the cake didn't fall on the floor. You know, not a nigga was driving. Track the cake up the stairs, make sure that the cake was safe all the night. Balloons and cake by herself, one person toggling balloons and cake, trying not to let the cake fall. The cake is not getting messed up. The balloons are still intact. All to, you know, track up these stairs and things like that.
That cake got
to show me love, and I gave away the cake. Yes. But this is what I'm saying. You have to have an air of forgiveness because sometimes people are imperfect. And again, it would never be my intent to be like, oh my God, like forget that cake. No, I was so appreciative of the cake, but the cake's sentiment had already been realized. I was like, oh my God, this is just so beautiful. The scene was that, you know, this, that, and the other. But okay, Lord knows I don't need more cake. Okay. I don't need more cake. Okay. So I had given the cake away, and you know, for me, it's like, oh yay, who wants to share my birthday? Anybody want this cake? You know, y'all want some cake. So, you know, but for someone else, the person who had traveled many moons to bring a damn cake and balloons, and you just gave it away, imagine how that might feel. Like, I would never want to, you know, push those feelings on you, but obviously I did, you know, accidentally. So I leave room all the time to be the villain. So I was the villain right there. You know what I'm saying? And it was unintentional. And sometimes things like that happen. So when we are talking about WWJD, we are talking about also being forgiving of other people. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing what their intent was and how did they, in the spirit of what? You know what I'm saying? You gave that to me in a great spirit. And you know what I'm saying?
And if you're out here, and if you're asking WWJD, then you're asking, you know, as people, we cannot be God, but we try to, you know, we try to walk in his mannerism. And if you're doing a WWJD, then you're also learning how to love unconditionally despite the fact thereof.
Exactly.
You know, so despite the fact that if that was the case, because the love is there, it's unconditional, you're able to forgive, like, and move
absolutely on, you know, and be a little understanding and things
yeah.
like that, because sometimes we are not forgiving of each other.
Hell no.
And I think the world teaches us to learn how to cut people off quicker and quicker.
I think we got to forgive a lot of things. I think we make it towards, you know, the ships in our life, but it goes to anything in your life, you know, whether it's even the job, you know, learning to forgive the jobs, your current job situation or your current, you know, family situation. You know, don't just directly affect it with relationships or somebody you
no, absolutely not. It's
everything. It's everything around you. Just learn. It's a WWJD.
Forgiving of self.
Exactly.
Because I did that. I just gave you guys an example. I did that. And Eb Deceleb will attest. I literally go out of my way trying not to hurt other people. And in that instant, just like that, you know, somebody who's very, very close to me, that was just, you know, very insensitive, but not intentionally. So I would even have to release myself from feeling bad about it. Like, how long are we going to carry that on? No, I did acknowledge it. I apologize for it. And luckily, my friend who knows me and knows my spirit and who I also haven't, you know, just thrown away and given her, you know, several different instances of where, you know, bitch, okay, what the hell you just did? Luckily, she was able to go past that as well. So it's also important to mention as well that while we're saying to have a forgiving spirit, the Lord did not make you to be nobody's doormat either. But
that's where it goes to learn how to be selfish with your space.
Yes, and discerning who deserves forgiveness and who does not.
Discernment, because certain things, honey, I'm gonna forget certain things, child.
Yeah, like how many chances you get? How many chances y'all give people?
You don't get too many chances. Keep fucking up with me.
Yeah.
Shit, hell no.
I mean, tell me, like, how many chances do y'all think a person deserves.
But then again, it's shame on me because guess what? Look how many times God forgives us. So shame
absolutely,
on me.
absolutely.
So shame on me. Shame
but let's
on
be
me
clear,
for
we're not
saying-
God. Let's be clear, we're not God.
We're not.
I'm not the Lord. I model myself behind him as closely as my tortured soul.
But you know
could
what, though?
can.
We gotta have a forgiving spirit because guess what? At the
We
end of
do.
the day, how would we feel if God limited the many times we could say I'm sorry?
Yes, yes,
Hashtag Mo True.
yes, Mo True.
He may forgive you, but there's still a heaven and a hell.
Oh yeah, he don't forget either.
Elaborate.
He don't forget.
Be like, you got one more.
He don't forget.
Uh-huh.
It's unfortunate that you made these mistakes, but you still have to pay for them.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's true.
But if you ask for forgiveness, do you have to? Will you still have to walk through the?
I think it depends on what it is. It
You-
depends on.
That you can make mistakes, and then in this moment you can learn from them. But in the end, that does not excuse the fact that you have to pay for making them.
I think if you
Don't go doing a whole.
It's
Okay,
like a
can you?
bank account. You could swipe that card all day, knowing there ain't no money in there, and they could keep letting them transactions approved. But at the end of the day, you're gonna pay for those transactions.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well,
that's true.
hashtag Mo Trips.
Hashtag Mo True.
Hashtag Mo Trips.
Hashtag. Who you bank with? Who you bank with?
Because I need to.
I got TD.
You got TD Bank. So TD Bank, they let you run up a good negative balance.
About $800.
Oh, take
Wow, they let you do an $800 negative.
That shit.
You will pay that shit.
You gonna pay that?
Yes, you will pay.
TD,
You will pay.
y'all better bank with TD.
Okay, they need some promotionals or something
Hell
helping
yeah.
nigga pay.
Hashtag Mo Truces came with the TD knowledge.
Okay, hello. But you know, this is just life, y'all. You know, we just keep shooting the shit about, you know, some regular life shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that everybody experiences people in their lives who you question yourself over and over again as to whether or not their intentions are.
And are you making the right decision?
Are you making the right decision?
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm judging your intent.
Mm-hmm.
But also let's not get caught up in judging people's intent because the road to hell is paved in good intentions. Okay. So don't.
Guess what? At one point, the devil, when he was one of God's right hand or something like
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So don't honey. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Trust me when I tell you. What do they say? I'm gonna get so biblical, but this is real.
I know. Like, I'm sorry
person-
because I don't know what y'all's religion is or whatever. So I don't want to offend nobody. Big. We still need to talk about, you know, certain things as it pertains to the spiritual realm.
Yeah, I'm non-denomination. I don't feel like, I tell people, they ask me, you know, are you religious? I say I'm not religious because there's so many different religions out there. I'm spiritual.
Okay.
I'm more spiritual than anything.
You're allowed.
And that's facts. But no, I think that too, people like we idolize the wrong thing about people.
Yes.
We idolize the wrong thing about people.
Yes.
Like we don't get to know the person.
This is my thing though. So this, and you guys let me know if this is something. In my life, I have faced a lot of times. People love me for the kind of person that I am, as far as being, you know, sweet and genuine and caring and things like that. Some attributes that I would always be like, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you can see that. But when it pertains to them, they also want you to change those things.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like you because you are sweet and kind and gentle and whatever. But I also don't want you to be that way to everybody. I want you to be that way only to me. I want you to be understanding to me. I want you to be kind to me and gentle to me. But please don't extend that to someone else. And the problem with that is this is who I am to my core.
Mm-hmm.
So now you would like me to change who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But then in essence, that's not who you wouldn't like that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you suck all the sweet and kind and, you know, 20ness of me, then all of a sudden, look, I'm like, but then all of a sudden, you know, it's a whole different person. And would you like that person? So be careful about changing who you are at someone else's behest. You know, people want you to do this. Oh, I love this about you, but could you just tone it down a little bit? No, bitch. No, I can't. I had to say that extra loud.
But you know what though, but that's the thing about individuals. But they do they want you to be who they want you to be, despite on who you really are. So you got to really be able to decipher between that type of behavior. You got to be able to, like, you know what I'm saying. You got to honestly too. Once you recognize these type of people, you got to be willing to walk away, even if it's sometimes the hardest thing in life to do. And I'm one to say that. And I'm one to say the hardest thing to do is to walk away. The easiest thing to do is just to kind of stay in the situation and deal. Right.
Yeah. Some people would say the easiest thing to do is walk away.
For me,
you know what I mean?
Ask a tree.
I'm a Leo.
But you know what? In a lot of different ways, I think I am actually one of those persons. This is why we have these conversations, because these are
what do y'all think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? I really feel like the easiest thing in the world, be it a job, be it a relationship, be it a friendship, I think the easy thing is to walk away. When I'm not feeling it, when it doesn't look cute, blah, 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 blah. I think it's easiest for you to walk away, because the hard part comes in when you're sitting down and trying to figure it out.
And see, for me, the reason why for me on the side being, I'm a Leo. So for me, I have an issue letting go of things.
Yes.
Because
that would be hard for you.
It's hard for me to do stuff like that, because it will drive me crazy. Like, I'd rather just be in the moment and just deal with it, because I'm used to it, I'm comfortable, and I know what this world looks like, versus having to live without it or live without something, and deal with this heartbreak and go through all these different emotions and blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. That's the things that I have to work on within myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just being able to walk away from things, because like Sierra was just on Red Table that he was talking about, and look at what she did. She walked away. She walked away from Future, and she was in love with Future, grinding on.
I was just giving y'all a little bit of, giving a little spice for a 16 tonight.
This had a whole tooth in my butt, in my face.
So then I had to, when I realized my ass was already up, I had to give him a little shake. But it's okay. We had to get the libations going. Continue.
Yeah, but no, what I was saying is sometimes, like, for certain people, people get comfortable, and this is not a good thing. This is just my truth. People get comfortable being treated a certain way, and they find that unfortunately they find that's their safe place, because they know what they know what that looks like. Whether it's a job, you might despise your job, but this is what you're used to. This is your safe place. If you go and you leave the job, you have the fear of the unknown. You have the fear of not knowing.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like do I just stay in this and just I know what I'm getting myself into every single day, or do I jump out there and take that risk? Yeah. And those are those things that you got to be honest with yourself, and that's something that I struggle with on an everyday basis, because I know how great I am, but sometimes I'm not sure on how great I can be. And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always say, up to you this, blah, 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 blah. That's great. I hear you. But this is my zone. Yeah. This is where I'm going to stay at. Yep, I know I'm getting treated like shit. Yep, I know they taking me through it. Yep, I know all this stuff. Yep, I know sometimes I'm not happy. This is my safe zone.
Yeah, we got to stop being so safe.
You see what I'm saying? So for me, staying in a situation, granted, even with my last relationship, my last heartbreak, I should have left that relationship 2 months into the relationship. But because I had to prove something to everybody, but clearly not myself. You see what I'm saying? Right. I sat there and I put myself in that situation because that's what I knew. Yeah. That was the safe zone for me. And see, unfortunately, as people, we play it too safe. Yeah. We got to be willing to take risks. You got to be willing to jump out there. You got to be willing to be different. You got to be willing to put one foot in front of the other, not afraid to fall. Yes. But knowing that you can pick yourself back up again. Yes. So, I mean, and that's just hashtag Eb Deceleb.
Absolutely. A couple of years ago, I left the job that I was at for like 13 years. I left.
I remember. It was hard.
It was hard. It was unnerving. But once I was out of the situation, I was happy to be out of the situation. And I was like, I literally was like 12 years a slave. You hear me? Yeah. Like, seriously, you're at a job that you really feel like you're on an Amistad. Yeah. And, they were doing you wrong and you have been there for 12 years. What in the world is wrong with you?
I remember when
we all make our reasons.
Yeah, because you said
I had plenty of reasons.
Kids, they was accommodating to the schedule.
You know what I mean? But I never jumped out there to see if something else would be accommodating to my schedule. I never saw.
Yeah.
So, at that point, I was definitely, I wanted stability. I needed to be, I felt like I needed to be stable so that my kids would be stable. I wanted to know what I knew when I knew it. You could pay me $5, but if I knew I was going to get $5 every day at this time for fucking sure, it was worth a lot to me. That was my safety net. So I swung in my little net for all of that time, and then I left, and I was happy that I left. I was in a much better place. But then also, guess what else? That net opened and dropped my ass on the ground as well. You know what I'm saying? But I had 2 and 3 years of a difference in my life. I had already grown. When I was in that original safety net, I didn't have an opportunity to grow. It just was what it was. It was status quo, and there was no growth. There was no growth mentally, financially, none of that. I was just like, okay, we just buying time right now. But
and real quick, just a quick interruption. You guys, I just want you guys to check out Unspoken Word on YouTube. It's a new series that's coming out really quickly. She just popped in on Instagram.
Unspoken DMV, I think it is.
Unspoken DMV. I'm so sorry. Unspoken DMV. It's a new web series. Really, really excited about entrepreneurs doing their thing. Getting out here and just showing their talent, showcasing who they are, showcasing women in a positive light, and just out here doing it. I'm really, really excited. I love web series. I love binge watching. I love waiting for that next episode. And hopefully we can definitely get them on the show. If not all, a few of the actors, and just hear more about Unspoken DMV. But I've definitely been seeing a lot of promotional things.
I mean, because
absolutely.
I mean, if I don't ask her to live,
she's that.
If I don't ask her to breathe,
over here.
But yes, definitely.
Make sure you check into that. And thank you so much for all the support that we've received over a year, almost a year and a half now. And continue to watch us. Continue to, right now, today we're just kicking the shit, keeping it real. But we really love what we do every day. And we do every Wednesday. Make sure that this is a priority. Whether we on at 9 o'clock, 8:30, we ain't never been 8.
Consistency is key.
Consistency every Wednesday is at least we here every Wednesday, despite whatever. So thank y'all for continue to watching us, and you guys are actually watching us live these experiences. What we preach about, what we talk about, is nothing that we're not unfamiliar with. It's things that we go through on a daily basis, and we're just giving you the truth.
And it's usually a truth that everybody can relate to. And we just need to have these conversations. You know what I'm saying? We got the red table. We got the black table.
We got the black table.
We got the black table and some red motherfuckers.
But we were 7 before Bob Buckles was doing red table.
Okay, hello. But still. No truth. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, Maurice Powell. Should we just say Maurice Powell?
No.
Here on
that was inspiration.
Mr. Mo Truth is here on Instagram.
Do you mind reading it?
And he actually said the mud will conform
and comfort.
Yes, the mud will conform and comfort only to disguise the fact that you are stuck in mud, bitch. So, no, I'm stuck.
And that was inspired. It could be something and it could feel good.
Yeah.
But is it truly good?
Yeah, absolutely.
It can make you could be so comfortable that it's your favorite seat. I forget you're wearing that spot in the couch. You need a new couch for because it's so comfortable. You're like, I don't need a new.
Yeah, I'll just deal with it. That's 12 years.
Exactly.
It was comfortable.
That seat, they're gonna say, "Oh my God, the springs." So don't forget, what makes you comfortable is not always, right.
Yes, absolutely. And the diagram of change, people, y'all. If you guys watch the shows prior to this, I always say that the diagram of change includes turbulence. The diagram of there is no way that you can actually exact change in your life without periods of discomfort. Yeah. It is what it is. Just for the reason that you said, this is my safe zone. You actually have to step outside of the safe zone to the unknown, which is uncomfortable, in order to get to the other side. But it's okay because it's there, and you guys, you know what I'm saying? It'll happen if you want it to happen. So we not even gonna keep on beating that dead horse, but I say what I said. Okay, how you doing? But yeah, so thank you all for your comments. Thank you, Most True, for adding that, because I think that's something that everybody can actually relate to.
What you was about to say?
You want to say something else?
Was I?
Yeah.
What? You trying to drop a gem or a jewel or what?
Every time between sips, I thought.
Okay, so Mo Truth is in the building. He's behind the scenes and he's actually sipping some tea. Okay. And so apparently he is one of those people that gets very prophetic when he sips his tea. Okay. And that is just
why
fine.
we sip.
But you know what? We are okay. So the show is all out of whack right now, and we're okay with that because today we're actually going to just actually shoot this shit and like talk about some real life situations. We covered some of the things though, because even with Brewing TEA, we wanted to shout out Unspoken DMV.
Yes.
You guys look them up on YouTube. Look up all of the ways, especially.
We actually did. You said we did cover some.
There you go. I'm trying to tell you.
We did too.
Hello. I had a really serious, important question to ask people. Okay. Oh, it is tea. It's
80 proof. It's 80 proof, baby. 80 proof.
Great things happen over a cup of tea, especially when that tea is 80 proof. If you guys want to join us on YouTube, that would be great as well. Just click the link in the bio from wherever you are, and I'm sure it will bring you right here. Where there's a whole nother collaboration. It's tea. I like that motion. He said it's tequila.
Take another step.
I think we should just have tequila every day. Okay, tequila. Okay. Yes, we are having a tea party up in here.
Yes. Oh my
God.
So
this is the question, guys.
And also to Unspoken DMV, because I know that you guys are now getting on YouTube and everything like that. And you're trying to get your subscribers. Hey, why don't you do the following? Get on YouTube. I'm just saying.
Yes, join us on YouTube, guys, for sure. And then click in the link and subscribe.
We're trying to get our subscribers up.
We need to get our subscribers up. I know you guys know exactly what that is.
For about a year and a half now.
It's okay. You know, everybody is. People come to the party, but it's always late. It's all right. It's okay.
All right. Just come over here to the party.
Mary on YouTube says you teach people how to treat you. And that I believe is very true. She said you teach people how to treat you, but also this is the thing. While you're teaching people how to treat you, you have got to be prepared and ready to walk away.
Oh yeah.
Because you might, you're a dog trainer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes the dogs, you're trying to teach them.
But they ain't trying to be taught.
They ain't trying to be taught.
Always say when in doubt, refer out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to be prepared because sometimes it's just not the time. And that doesn't mean that when you walk away that person or you don't go back and revisit that situation on the timeline later on in the future, maybe after they've learned, maybe after you've learned, maybe after life has changed and your experiences have changed. But it means that right now,
we have the people that we gotta loving us more. We gotta start being selfish with us because of the fact that what I just said is so hard for me to walk away. It's hard for me to walk away because I'm comfortable in the situation, but also because I don't love me enough to say this ain't for you. Mm-hmm. You could do better. You could do this, and not just in relationships, in any aspect of your life. Like I'm telling you, it starts with yourself. In because a job, that's a relationship.
Absolutely.
That's a relationship.
The same way, and this is why we say that affinity and relationships of any kind, the ships are the same. For instance, in a relationship, I've waited too long. Mm-hmm. I taught people how to treat me, and I taught them that it was okay to treat me a certain way that was not right. You know what I mean? The same way with my job. I was in a relationship with my job. I put up with that stuff for 12 years. And so they knew when it was time for raises, I could do this. She's not gonna bitch and complain anymore. She might, but
it's so crazy because it's just like a relationship.
It's just like a relationship.
They know what you do to keep you, just like a relationship. They know what to tell you just to keep you there.
Even with my parents, love them to death. Not daddy so much, but like mom and the steps. There was a time when you're trying to exact your authority over your own life because you're grown now. You wanted this, and this. You don't want people to come at you in a certain way. I remember my sister complaining because she would say, "Well, they keep telling me this, that, and the other," and basically commenting on your life. But at the same time, you were asking for things from them. They were still assisting you, and you didn't put down your foot about that whole particular thing. Me personally, when it came to me, I said, "Hey. I love you guys dearly, but this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm not going to do, and that's what I'm going to stick to." And so even though it felt strange, years later, when I was protecting myself and saying, no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to show up there. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to. When I didn't subscribe to certain things, they eventually figured out what it was that I was not subscribing to, and then they just let it be. Mm-hmm. There was no more pushback because I drew my own line in the sand. So, you know, it's just one of those things. We all go through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's somebody in everybody's life who you feel like they go a little bit too far, or you feel like you're letting them go. I actually was in a relationship with my kid's father, like, and I know for sure that I taught him to mistreat me. Now, granted, it was your fault. That's why your ass is not with me. Because it's still your fault to govern your own actions. But at the same time, I knew, like, every time you let somebody keep pushing your boundary, and pushing your boundary, then you don't have no boundaries, bitch. Why would you do that? You know, abusive relationships. If I start pulling on your shirt and you say, stop, don't pull on my shirt. I like these threads. I like these fibers. Okay, the next time, but you left it at that. The next time I'm going to rip your shirt. And you say, you know what? You just ripped my shirt. Okay, well, that didn't faze you. The next time I'm going to rip your hat. You know what I mean? It just gives people leeway after leeway after leeway. And most abusive relationships, I've told people in the past, don't start off with black eyes. They start off with the smaller things. They start off with controlling you. They start off with
actually some abusive relationships start off with "I love you."
A lot of them start off with "I love you," but I mean, that feels good. I'm talking about the negative things that you can only see when you look in hindsight.
But when you look at like where does it start? Like it starts off with like, yeah, those are the great things, but those are the great things that are to blind you from the negative thing, or when things are negative to remind you what the great things look like. So I always say the abuse started like with my ex, who, you know, took me through the mud and dragged me through the dirt. And I got comfortable, like hashtag Mo True said, and it's so ironic I just said what I said, and he posted that post. But it's like it started off with her, girl, you know I love you.
Right.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'll do anything for you. Will you?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it starts off like that, but because our blinders are on, we gotta break that. We gotta see people for who they are. People will tell you exactly who they are. Now it's on you to believe them or not.
Yeah.
But if you accepted the bullshit for this amount of time, it's never not a time where you can't get out. Yeah. And I had to tell myself that, like, even when I was with her and we were together for a while and I was accepting all the crazy shit she was doing because it's my safe place.
Yeah.
It came to the point where I said, I know I might have been going through this for 2-3 years, but I'm going to get out now.
Yeah. 2-3 years. So we now want to get to the point where we only wait in 5-10 seconds.
Hashtag Mo Truth.
Yeah. Hashtag Mo Truth.
What's the name on Instagram of the show?
SIPsTea the show.
I'm trying to tag, but
oh, okay. We appreciate you for tagging. It's unfortunate that you didn't know that. I realize that we don't have the banner.
I'm on YouTube.
Yes, we know that you're on YouTube and you want to tag. That's fine, honey. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
We have to just laugh. It's, you know, it's just funny.
Tea.
So also, we got to get to this one question, guys, because this has been burning. Somebody actually, you know, brought this up earlier this week, and it was about affinity, okay? Taking breaks in relationships. I was actually waiting to see if, you know, our neighborhood guru, James, came on today, because James is, I call him my neighborhood guru because he's been married for a long time. Would you like the cat?
Yeah, I'm drinking it, James.
Would you like some tea,
Yeah,
Keleeba?
yeah.
You want some tea, Keleeba?
okay.
That's gonna be our song. You want some tea, Keleeba?
I want some
Tea, Keleeba?
Yes, I love it.
She gets some tequila. Okay.
I love it.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, hashtag Mo
You
Trust.
want some tequila?
All right.
We got some tequila.
All right.
You want some tequila?
All right.
We got some tequila for you.
And you.
Okay. Yeah, get you some. Okay, enjoy
That could be
you.
a new segment.
That's the tequila.
Ah, yes.
The tequila. The tequila. So, Okay, let's talk
Y'all can see
relationship
Low Truth in the building.
in the building.
Yes, he didn't have a shave up.
But he over there looking cute and fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Teddy bear, but he didn't have a shave up.
He didn't have on
wanna
red
come up
today.
here.
That's what it
He
really
didn't
was.
have on red.
He came up in here and said, no, both of y'all heifers got on red. I will not. Okay, Bloods and Crips and stuff. No, I will not.
But he does have locks.
He didn't want to mess up the color scheme today, so that's fine. You know,
we'll get him. We got to get him on here because actually, guys, he's a phenomenal person and an amazing chef.
Next Wednesday, I'll provide, you know,
some food because he's
okay. Now y'all heard it.
Say that because you told me you're gonna bring me trash bags and that.
This has been said to the public. You guys are the public. Mo Truth said next week, next Wednesday, you meet us here to see if he has told us the truth because you're supposed to provide.
I will give you guys.
What are you making? Oh, you used to supply
advertisers.
Yeah.
Okay, you know,
we talk about what inspired it. We're gonna have a famous chef on the show next week. Oh, we've always said we want somebody.
Yeah, we need. Yeah,
absolutely.
In memory of
Erica
Eileen. But yes.
And
so,
Ty.
Y'all tune in Ty.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Her date is actually coming up.
So y'all tune in. Y'all tune in next week. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Tune in next week and see if we get some appetizers with the tequila. The tequila. With the tequila. Okay.
It's
so
Wednesday. I'm sorry.
It's Wednesday. It's been a long time since coming back here. Okay. But listen, break up. No, I'm sorry, not break up.
Don't throw that out.
Break.
So you don't want to ask for Eb Deceleb because you know
it's
already hard for me to stay committed.
We talk about we
talk break any fucking thing. Child. So I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a black or white type of motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you either we're in or we're out. There is no in between with me. I'm either here or I'm there.
So what we're talking about is earlier this week we had somebody who talked to us about taking a break within a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So usually affinity on the show is about, you know, the ships in life, as we were just talking about how things, you know, kind of relate to, whether it's a work relationship or friendship or things like that. I guess this could, well, first of all,
you can't take a break from your job.
Yeah, but that's called vacation. If you want a vacation, we all understand it pretty well. You know what I'm saying? That means you put in hours, you got a vacation. Okay. But from friendships, relationships, can we take breaks? And what does that mean? What does it look like? Are there rules? Do we have rules to a break? So if you guys have been in relationships, please chime in. If you've been in a relationship, this is what we're talking about. If you've been in a relationship and you guys have decided for one reason or another, moving away from each other, the relationship has reached a standstill, or
can I comment on
the
friendship one?
Yes, the friendship one.
I can comment on the friendship because actually this just happened to me this week, and shout out to a really good friend of mine. She's like, I've known her since high school, and actually I was talking to her about you too. I think you met her now.
I mean, you talk to me like,
that's cute. I think you had met her because I was trying to think, did you meet her or not? Natalie. But I've known her since high school, and you know, me and her, and it was just so crazy because we're right back to where we left off. However, we hadn't talked in like 2 years, and we were having a conversation. I actually texted her, and when I called her, when her twin sisters get married, and I saw that, and I said, hey, can you have your sister call me? And so she did call me when we talked. You know, I told her, I said, you know, she was like, you know, I just needed a break. I said,
from you, from the okay.
She needed a break. This is exactly what she said. So it's just ironic that we're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, I understand that. I said, but you were having a break on your own because I didn't even know why you were mad.
Okay.
You know, she didn't communicate anything with me.
Okay.
You know, she didn't say anything. She just kind of let things settle. And then I never reached out to her. She never reached out for 2 years. I'm like, what's going on? I kind of just distance myself.
So it's like people, when you reconnect, you say, where'd you go?
You know, yeah. And I said, as people, and so I'm going to finish this part first. And I told her, I said, you know, never ever do that because you never know if a person's dead or alive. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to leave that relationship unknown. because to have to deal with that person after the fact that they are gone is a whole nother tragedy in itself.
Yeah.
And so I had that conversation with her when it became with the relationships. If you're going to, I don't really do the whole break thing, whether it's in friendships or relationships. If we're going to figure this thing out, we're going to figure this thing out together. Whether it's a friendship, we're going to decide to say, hey, this friendship isn't worth saving anymore. Let's go our separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's a conversation that's going to be had. It's going to be a vocal conversation.
But that's very adult.
Exactly.
And people are cowards.
People take the easy way out. And this is why I thought it was so funny that you said it, because that's what she did.
Mm-hmm.
She took the easy way out. However, we reconnected like we were just talked yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And we were on the phone for like 7-8 hours. And then, I sent her a text and I said, I really appreciate our conversation. So I really, really love you. I love you a lot. And I've known this person more than half my life.
Right.
And I said, let's just decide to be greater people to each other.
Okay.
And sometimes we miss the mark. We miss the mark and we miss the opportunity because of the fact that we just want to walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did you walk away from? So now, I think it brings into question.
And that's just as it stands to friendships, but it can also go with relationships.
Absolutely. So what I'm hearing is that there was a precursor.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was something going on where she felt one way, but she did not vocalize to you.
She felt I was selfish. And back then, and I'm not going to lie to you, I've grown to be a better person. But back then, I did display those attributes.
Okay.
I was selfish when it came to looking, as far as selfishness, because I'm a very given person, but I would always only call when I had something to talk about.
Okay.
I wasn't being a fair friend. And see, had we had that conversation 2 years ago, I could have recognized it 2 years ago versus going through the different things that I went through. That's why I'm saying doing it as a coward and not having conversation about it and just walking away when you can actually fix the issue.
Absolutely. Because I would have actually been like, why do you only call when?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because maybe something else.
That they do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes, I promise you, like, I'm very conscious of trying not to do that because I know that people feel that way, but it's quite, we have fast-paced lives,
mm-hmm.
Okay? So there's not a lot of time in between to try to, like, have all of these conversations and stuff. And you do reach out to your friends, especially the ones who know you best and love you most, when you're in conflict or something like that. When you need somebody to talk to,
mm-hmm.
that's when you reach out.
Yeah.
So it's so unintentional. It's just like, I am in need, and this is when I reach out. Mm-hmm. So as a friend, though, are you reaching out to me when you're in need? Should I not do that, or should you just want me to reach out to you more when I'm not in need? Which is also
and then when we were talking, once again, a conversation that could have happened 2 years ago. Grateful to God that it did happen. We're still here to have it. It went from she's Ebony. You never asked, how am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, it was that simple. I didn't have to
absolutely.
2 years.
Absolutely.
And I said, let's vow to each other, never to have that happen again.
Absolutely.
And so
because what stops you from saying, hey, you didn't even ask how I was doing? But okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but with relationships though,
it's very similar.
Because
can I just say before we get into this that Anna over here on YouTube, she said, break for me means go for a walk, see a movie, something short, then we will come back together and talk it out. Before that, she says, hey, hello, just coming in. Breaks on relationships, sure, but if you moving out, that's a breakup.
Yeah.
So there's rules and levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're not living together, because see, here's the thing. When people say, oh, I need a break, what you're doing is you're still trying to have a form of control because you want to have something to come back to. No, sis, I'm not the backup plan. I'm not priority.
But you know what? The reason why I have mixed feelings about breaks is exactly for what you said before. Do we know what the problem is? Do we even know what the problem is?
That's a conversation.
Right.
That's not a
and
break.
Then if we had a break, and if we had a conversation and a break, okay. So we have a conversation. You and your friend had a conversation. You guys have not seen eye to eye.
Okay, let's do a dialogue.
Okay, so
you want to do breakup? Or do you want to do?
No,
do you wanna
you're
do, like,
calling me. You're
are we
talking
together?
to. I'm Natalie, and
Okay.
you're Eb Deceleb. So you calling, you telling me you going through stuff.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring. Oh my girl, God, girl, let me tell you what this is going on with me. I don't know what to do. Like, I keep trying to make the best decision out of this position that I'm having, but I don't know, like, what should I do? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I don't really know it, but it just sounds like you're going through something. Maybe, I mean, just sit still and think about it for a while, and I'm sure you'll come up with a good answer.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just overthinking like I normally do. I'm always calling you, telling you about this. And
all right,
like
well,
that.
yeah. And so, all right, well, I'll talk to you a little bit later, okay? Can I call you back after work?
No, because I was still trying to tell you about me.
But, okay, but I gotta go to work. Like, can I call you? I'll call you on my lunch break, all right? All right,
okay,
bye.
you don't have...
Okay, and then,
cut.
like, every time you call me,
It's always about you.
it's all about you. Like, you. Like, I'm just about to take a break. Like, I'm done. Not even. Okay, so
and that just
insane.
happened, and I'm sitting here hanging up the phone, just in my own selfish world, not thinking about what she needs.
Absolutely, because right then, you as a person, you had your personal needs. You needed this, that, and the other. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, also, the flip side of that is, did we have a conversation?
No.
Okay. Now, can I talk to you when you are actually in the midst of being in need? No, I can't.
And that's another thing. So,
because you need me.
I mean, because you're trying to just talk about yourself. So that's when you talk about taking those breaks, like. But
that would be a good time to say, you know what, sis, after that, like, let's get up, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Exactly.
And then when we get together, I'm gonna tell you.
Should you send it to me in a text?
Huh?
Should you send it to me in a text?
Let's get together.
No.
You know what? I'm not opposed to text messages because some people feel more comfortable,
empowered
that way, and they feel more free to do so. And with the information age being what it is, that's what we have to work with. So I have to leave it alone. I take a pause when people need to communicate via text message or social media, or private social media. That's fine for me. If you need to write what you need to write and say what you need to say, but if that's the case, then I feel like you should be communicating that way anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If that's your thing, make it your thing. But if it's not your thing, don't use that. Okay, so Anna says friendships are different. She's on a mental break from a good friend right now, a Libra friend. She overwhelms her with constant problems, and Anna says she made it clear of what she needed before the exit. Okay, all right, and that the Libra friend didn't understand where you were coming from, but at least the thing is
I applaud her for communicating.
At least you communicated, but sometimes we need a break or a moment to step back. I see what you said. I'm not hearing it because I don't understand what I'm actually doing to you. But let me, whatever. And if I had a chance to rebut, what you're saying, did you give her? Here's my thing, guys. Do we give actual examples of how you would fix the problem? You tell me I'm just overwhelming you. Tell me how to fix it. Because I'm just the person that overwhelms you. I'm operating how I operate. But I don't know. I lack the knowledge of how to fix it with an actual action.
And here's the thing too, not knowing that this might be who she is, and others also might be feeling the same pain or the same anxiety. So now that her true good friend said, hey, you are doing this, and this. Let's work on how to fix this so that this doesn't keep interrupting our relationship. And I'm sure it might be hurting other things. And you know what I'm saying?
Other places in your life.
Like really expose now. But here's the thing. Because of the fact that me and Natalie went through, like I said, I wish it was 2 years ago. However, I had another friend where she did expose, and I think you actually said something to me about I'm always, talking about myself or something you have said to me as well. So had she had that conversation with me 2 years ago, I will be able to be a better friend, not just to her,
but to other
people too.
Yeah.
And same in relationships. Have that relationship. Oh, we're not taking a break because I don't do breaks in relationships. I'm sorry, because it's too confusing for me. Because my biggest thought is, see, it's gonna drive me crazy. Because are you saying you want to break because you want to fuck somebody? Like, I'm not gonna see the way my Leo brain.
Yeah, you already jumped it. But see, so even without jumping to conclusions, I would feel like I am not necessarily a fan of breaks in that respect because obviously if something led us to the break, there's an issue.
Yes,
how does not being together fix the issue?
It's not gonna fix
it just means that I get a break from you. When I want a break from my kids, yeah, y'all go down to y'all father's house, go down there and y'all spend the weekend, and then I can get back on mommy mode like a refresher. I just need to be away from you for a second. We all need that. I'm promise
but when you say you need
I just need to be away from you for a second. If that's the case, but if you need a break, first of all, this is why we have this conversation, because are there rules to taking a break?
But
what is first of all? Let's define it, and then say are there rules?
We can go back. You want to take a break from what first? Second of all, is that a cowardly way of saying you want to break up? Third of all, is that a way of just fucking with my mind?
Okay, so let's take it like what Natalie was saying. Let's take it how you were saying about Natalie. She needs a break, right? She needed a break, so she decided to just stop talking to you. Now, how is that a break? Because we would still be on a break, right? Correct? You guys would still be on a break had you not reached out to her sister.
Yeah.
So then you would still be on your break. So wasn't that just kind of like dismissing the friendship?
Yeah.
Because had you not, first of all, you didn't even know about the quote unquote break. Y'all just kind of went your separate ways. And, a lot of people with their old friendships, it's like, okay, it's my sister girl. I can call you at any time. But you had to initiate the friendship in its totality. Like, you know what I'm saying? So her break meant I'm walking all the way away because that's not what I want anymore. My thing is if you are vocalizing that there's a break that needs to be needed right now, we need a break. Does that mean, okay, here you go. You and a friend, you in a relationship or you in a friendship, Eb and I live together, or, Eb and I are in a relationship. We live in the same household. We need a break from each other. Why? Because we just keep clashing. I'm snapping at her because 3 times last week she left the dishes in the sink, and that's just not what I like. And I've asked her to not do that, but that's just how she does things. She knows I don't like it when the bathroom's not clean, or she leaves her shoes places, or whatever the case may be. Okay. I just need a break from talking to you about these issues for a while. So I'm going to go on vacation because we will still live together. I still love you. I'm still vested with you. We still live together, but I will take a break by going elsewhere. I'll go to my girlfriend's house. I'll go to, wherever, go on a trip by myself, and not as opposed to the trips that we would take together. I need a break from you.
Also though, I think that it goes to needing a break. If the person is mature enough to, like for Natalie, my best friend, because it's like we never left. But it also, that's what I'm saying, 2 things. It also puts, when you take these breaks, it also, if you were to come back, there's a reservation on the other person.
Because now you're a break taker. Yeah. You're a break taker. At any given moment, when you don't like something, you're going to take a break.
But then too, on my friend's standpoint, she recognized, you're absolutely right, I'm not going to do that anymore. That's been my trend. So everything happened to be a learning opportunity about one another.
Yeah.
But in a relationship, it makes you like, okay, you can just dismiss me like that. If we do come back from this quote unquote break, how long is this gonna last?
Until you do something else.
Again, so that's me. Like, I need security. That goes to my safety blanket. I can't see either. Unfortunately, this is just the way I am. It's black or white with me.
So Anna, let us ask you. So if you and your friend, so you were able to express to your friend what it is that you were feeling, she didn't understand where you were coming from. So you guys are taking a break. But should she come to you in the next coming weeks and say, you know what, I had a chance to think about it. I'm trying to make some changes. I realized what you were saying. You were saying this, that, and the other, and can repeat to you what you were saying and how you must have felt about it. Do we come off break then? Is this a new chance for something else to happen? Like, what happens at that point? Because my thing about quote unquote breaks is we still don't know how to address whatever it was that gave us.
Because you're separate.
So in the case where I was just saying about Eb Deceleb, we live together. You have the dishes in the sink and you have your clothes and stuff like that. Did we address that? How do I express to somebody that I love, I need you to stop doing what obviously comes the most natural to you? Okay? Because that's what it is. If this is given the scenario, she's doing what comes natural to her. I am doing what comes natural to me. Her stuff is an irritant to me, and I'm sure that my stuff is an irritant to her, right? So I would need to say, Eb, would you agree? Like, okay, so if we could address this, because it's really like spinning my mind right now. Like, could you at least try to wash your dishes and make sure the dishes are clear out the sink at the end of the day? Could we find another place for your stuff? Like, I don't care. I'm a big shoe thrower, so I'll have like shoes places, right? But if we wanted to have your shoes not in the way,
so you think
how about we put a conversation about solutions?
Yeah.
My irritants with you is your shoes are all over the place. How about I create a box for you, or we create a box for you to throw? You can still throw your damn shoes wherever you want, but that wherever you want is just in this box. Mm-hmm. You don't have to put them up, just throw them in this motherfucking box. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need, this is what you need, and this is how we meet what we both need together. You know what I'm saying? Because no relationship, no ship of any kind is one-sided. You know what Anna is saying about her friend, that whatever she's doing is what comes natural to her, which are things that are hard to break. If you're over 20 years old, that means 9 times out of 10 you've been doing what you've been doing for 20 years, and it's a little bit difficult to stop. But a lot of times, I know with me especially, I need the how. How? What do you expect me to do physically to fix this issue? You know what I'm saying? So that's where, you know, you guys, like, let us know what you think. Like, keep on having this conversation. Have this conversation.
I think we'll resume it next week.
Yeah, have the conversation with some of your friends.
Now.
Yeah, we on break now. We don't want to talk about this shit.
It's been an hour and 11 minutes.
Yes, we're at an hour and 11 minutes. We definitely need to talk about this because, as you guys know, a lot of times with Affinity especially, we will talk about etiquette and rules of engagement. So next week we should go more into rules of engagement as far as it pertains to breakups. Not breakups, I'm sorry. That's a whole nother topic. But we'll continue this
I don't got no rules to etiquette, because when you say break, I'm gonna tell you something. You tell Eb Deceleb you go on a break, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fuck somebody else. I'm telling you right now.
On purpose, huh?
On purpose.
She's going.
And
you already know
I'm
this
going
person?
to. I'm going to the. I don't know if I'm gonna know him or not. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna live my life as if I'm single.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that's just point blank. I don't do all that extra shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to live my life
so here goes the question. If you are in a relationship and you are on a break, are you single now?
Absolutely.
And this is why we want to talk about etiquette. You know why I say
you're single? Because you didn't see the value of keeping me by your side.
Yeah.
So I can't waste any more time.
You thought it was important to have a break.
Yeah. I can't waste any more time.
So these are things everybody feels differently. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily that person. I would really like to figure myself out. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, I'm trying to figure out who the fuck you are and what the fuck you talking about. Take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break.
And here's the thing.
What is a break? I take breaks and I go get popcorn to finish the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Do you need intermission of what we're doing?
As soon as
what is it that you're taking a break from? Are you taking a break from calling me? What are the rules? That's why I say, what are the rules?
When you say see, when that person has put out there that they want to break, they've lost all right to put anything else out there. Okay. You can't say nothing.
So when do you? So
when you ask for a break, it's already broke.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying. As soon as you ask for a break. Take another sip.
Mo
of that
Truth
tea.
said, what'd you say when you ask for a break, it's already broke?
It's already broke.
And Eb Deceleb said, ain't no glue.
It ain't a hell no. Because the thing about it, what you're not gonna do is
I ain't bringing the glue gun. Fuck it with the March
The only reason I say that is because I lived in that space. I lived in that space where we were still trying to, we were on a break.
But then we have to bring it back to our positivity, and we have to say WWJD.
What would
and
Jesus
the Lord's
do?
forgiveness.
Jesus
and all of those other stuff.
On.
And Eb Deceleb say, yes, practice WWJD, Lord's forgiveness, and we need to forgive each other and each other. Except if you ask me for a break, because at that point, bitch, I'm fucking somebody else. That's what you said. Correct. I just want to be clear. Like, let's all be clear.
I'm just being honest. I'm going to live my life immediately after you say the word, we need a break. I'm going to make you regret the day that you said that to me, because there ain't no going back.
So now it's a vendetta? Is this, you're doing this?
It's just a reality, because see, I know me.
So is this a reactive thing, or is it just?
I'm a Leo. I'm black or white. I'm up and I'm down. I'm not in the middle.
Leo.
I don't play the field.
And also next week we're gonna have to talk about the relationships and how those the signs. And how the signs might have to come to play.
Oh, they absolutely do. Because I'm absolutely. My girlfriend will tell you. I already told her from the beginning. Look, the day you ever say we need to take a break, no, that's the day you lost me.
Okay, so Anna on YouTube. Okay, so first she said, just like y'all skit, she wants to talk about herself. She's talking about the friend. She said she wants to talk about herself, and she always gives her good sound judgment. But then she keeps coming to the point she has to stand on her own two feet. Okay. And she says that she can't be there for everything. That is true, Anna. You can't be there for everything. And all you can do is continue to give friends advice. I think we all do it. When our friends are going through stuff, we continue to talk to you blue in the face. But until that friend is ready to actually accept and process what you said, it's you talking to you blue in the face.
Get tired of repeating it.
You get tired of repeating yourself. I mean, that's as a matter of fact, I think that's the nature of the friendship.
I was about to say, because sometimes I do get tired of it, and I just get to listening.
But then Anna also commented on what we were just saying. She said, what was just going on. She said, Ed, think about this. You know how you lose your car keys and you can't find them, then you come back and boom, they're right there. That's just a break to me. Going or removing yourself from the current situation and then coming back to redirect. So you know what? I got Anna, girl.
No.
Because I was like, what is she talking at? No, but I understand.
You need to say, you need to step away.
That's why, listen, guys, this is why we have to talk about this more in depth. Because
that great word kind of take my heart out my fucking
we have to talk about we have to talk about etiquette. We need to talk about the rules of a breakup if that's what we're talking about, and we need to talk about verbiage, because sometimes our biggest problems are in verbiage. Because words were invented for a reason. Lots of times in life, I will go to the exact definition of something. I will scroll and get to Webster's for that ass and tell you exactly what Webster says that particular word means, so that you can tell me if that is what you mean by that. Because
see, I'm like, you got to explain yourself. Explain yourself. When you say, I need a break, first of all, if you say the word break to me, I immediately just turn left.
Exactly, because that's a word. That word says, you know what? I'm fucking somebody tomorrow. That's what that word means for you as soon as you heard it.
For me, if me and my girlfriend, we do, because I don't float the line. I just do not. But if we're having a disagreement or we can't seem to get on the same page about something, I will say this. I'm gonna step away from this conversation because I don't think you're getting it, and clearly I must not be getting it. So I'm gonna just step away for a minute so I can think about what you're saying and I can process it.
Okay.
That's a whole different conversation than, I think I need a break.
But you just came up with your own way to take a break and feel good about it. You said, hold on, I'm gonna step away from this conversation for however long. Now, if you need to
I gave it. See, when people say a break,
See again, what are the rules?
Exactly.
What are the rules?
What is a break?
If
You gotta have a start
this
time
is
and
why
an end time.
people, we gotta reconvene
How
this
long we
conversation.
breaking for?
Exactly. And that is why SipsTea the show has got to go more in depth in this. And we have to
We gotta write this down.
we gotta establish this to help other people establish what this
Yes.
means. Just like Anna said, sometimes it means I'm
I like
stepping away.
Anna though, girl.
Anna,
You
girl, you was
girl,
giving
yes.
it. But yes, step away and come back. She said a break means I just need to take
Go
a
to
break.
the movies.
You saying, Anna, that word for you saying you need to take that break to step away and come back is
Yes.
Ed saying, I need to step away.
Give me a minute.
Give me a minute. I need to process this and then I need to come back. It's a very healthy way to deal with the situation. Also, Anna, you know, when we're talking about, you know what, I need a break for a second. I need to just like kind of go collect my thoughts. Did we establish a time frame?
You just did. You said need a break for a second.
But what's a second? Because, bitch, you can't go nowhere for a second. You can't even leave my site for a second. So if you going for 2 hours,
but
if you going for a movie, that's not a second.
But no, but
what is a second? See, we have to,
you said
words
you
are
said
powerful
some type of
and
time
meaningful.
frame. It's different.
A second is not a time
Well,
frame.
I'm just saying, you said it's not like you're stepping away completely. You said I just need to take a break for a second and collect myself.
But see what I'm saying, like
or
that.
take a
Okay,
step.
so say you need to take. You said I need to take a step for a second and collect myself, and you walked out the door. Your partner's left to say, you said a second, and then you're gone for an hour, and then you're gone for 2 hours because that's what you need. Just like Anna said, maybe catch a movie, just clear her head.
Yeah.
Are you out fucking somebody?
No, but
that's what you say. But my partner says
but
you said you needed a second, bitch. That's like a walk around the block because that's when we use words, when we use certain words, everybody makes up in their head what that means.
I think though too, that's why it's important to set the ground frame. Like for me and my girlfriend,
we will see back
that's
here.
why I said it's important because me and my girlfriend, we don't use the word break. We don't communicate like that.
Absolutely.
So because when you communicate like that, when you say stuff like that, that's set in stone with both of us.
And see that but you guys had a conversation that identified the fact that we don't say break up because break up means something.
We stimulate.
I'm sorry, I always say break up. I mean break. But maybe that's what that means to me.
Breakup is a break is a break is a breakup. It's the same thing in my mind. But like I said, you have to establish a foundation in the beginning of the relationship. What are those trigger words? And for me, because of who I am, that is a trigger word for me. If you say something like that to me, even if my job say, oh, we're going to put you on a suspension or something like that, where I'm not going to have my safety zone anymore, I'm immediately going to go find the next safe thing.
Yeah,
that's how I'm gonna do. So I need
nobody trusts a damn job.
Exactly. So if they say, oh no, you need to take the day because it's a lot going on, that's different from you getting suspended because now how long am I suspended for? No, you done gave me a date and time. So when me and my girlfriend, we do go through those difficult situations, she will say something, and I respect her for that. She said, you know what? This conversation is about to go left. Let me just take a minute and then we're going to talk about it again. And I respect her for that because instead of us keep going back and forth, back and forth, where it can eventually end up in a breakup because we can't see anything, we keep arguing about it, we decide to say, let's step away for a second. We don't go to bed mad. That's what you got.
I think it's also, important because even with the don't go to bed mad, just like you were about to say, I think it's important for couples, especially friends too, but couples more so because you guys are probably coming into the same bed, to establish the fact that you guys can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Just because something is your concern does not necessarily make it the law.
Yeah. We carry different important things. We have a difference of opinion and things are important to us. Something might be important to her. That's not important to me. I'm going to respect her. And that's another thing. In a relationship, when you start talking break and all this other stuff, you still got to respect the person who you are with.
Yeah.
If you know and you respect the person who you are, is me saying this going to devastate what we had if I wanted to come back? Like,
right? Is this one of your weird words?
Like, I'm not going to say. There's certain things.
If somebody don't like to hear the word cake, and I can just say cake, then
exactly, you got to respect.
It could be
the
anything.
Person that you're with,
and it could be for any reason. So,
exactly.
I mean, I think that sometimes with relationships, even friendships, because if we're very close friends, then knowing these things about you means that I can, those are important. Because I know what can take you off, and then I also know how we communicate how we can get around with communication, because a lot of things in the ships are about communication.
Absolutely.
So, and if we know that, you know, we need to communicate better and we need to use or not use certain words, that's probably a good idea, because that makes somebody, at all times, am I thinking about you?
Exactly.
Am I thinking about what makes you feel good or makes you feel bad, or what might comfort you versus something that might, because at all times, if I care about you, I should be there to protect you, even if that is from me.
Exactly.
And my, you know, whatever. So we are going to have to table this, guys. We will definitely have to get into this. And I think it's really important for us next week to talk about etiquette in a break, or a, what do you call it? What's your word? Your phrase.
What?
To take,
I got to take a step
back. In a break, taking a break, or stepping back from
Another
a relationship.
trigger word for me is fallback.
Or fallback from relationship. All of those things, we're finding that they are synonymous. So in those situations, what are the rules? It is important that we find the rules, the etiquette, the behaviors. Should this be a text message? Should this be a conversation? Do we both have to agree? Do I get to have some input? If you say you want to step back and I say no, bitch, no.
We gotta like really have a conversation.
We have to have a conversation.
We'll talk about this next week, because if you ever send a conversation, if you ever try to decide my life in a text message, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Ooh,
straight up.
This is a violent.
I'm just telling you. If you try to decide my love life through a fucking
I'm just gonna tell you, I ain't never text no Eb Deceleb and said, you know, I did wait till she got here and was like, well, so you didn't answer my text message. You know, we've had disagreements, and I'm like, well, you know, we
always have it face to face.
I give her my most passive aggressive way to say that, like, why we had to do it like that, or why you ain't text me, I text you and you did not answer me, or this, and this. But
that goes to also having, like I said, it starts with that respect too.
Respect, and I care about you, and so
even if you're not agreeing with somebody, you can't lose respect for that person. Yeah. But we gotta go. We
gotta go. This has been super caliente. Okay, muy caliente.
No, true. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio, audience. We are definitely look forward to having you
next week with them advertisers.
Especially inspired by Mo Chef. So looking forward to that as well. And you guys, thank y'all so much for watching. It has been an hour and now 26 minutes and 16 seconds. So we gotta go night. Well, we're not going night. Well, I ain't going night.
We're about to go turn the fuck up. Live.
Bye.
I gotta go to sleep. But yes, we love you to life, guys. See you right back here next Wednesday.
All
right. Bye.
Facebook has been gone.
I know that was on. That's what it happened was. Oh, we could have been. We gotta help them out. You know. I should have twerked.